you for joining us here on the Neutral Zone. I am Phil Milani, joined as always by my esteemed colleague, my partner in crime, and most recently, my quarter zip companion, better known as my everything. It's at Eric Dalala.
Phil, great to be with you. Big game on the horizon.
We're riding with the quarter zip companion.
We got to
just see what happens.
See if the mojo changes around here.
It could all originate from inside our podcast studio.
Possible.
You know? And I would hopefully, I'd like to get a shout out post game if it happens.
From everybody.
From Russ, from Sean Payton.
Yep.
Everybody in the locker room.
And everyone should be wearing quarter zips.
Yes, obviously.
But I think maybe we can make that happen.
That's where the power comes from.
I'll be in Arrowhead.
You will be?
I'll be there.
They allow you back after what happened?
After the last time, they said one more chance, and I said, okay.
Wow.
I, of course, will be wandering with Ben Swanson, who's also here.
Oh, yes, Ben Swanson did make it back.
Yeah, I didn't get the quarter zip memo, though.
No, you wake up in your jammies and walk over here? What happened?
Yeah. Well, I'll also be in Kansas City, so it's a travel day.
Oh. You are already in Kansas City eating barbecue.
You came back.
Came back, did the show, and now you're going back.
Not very efficient.
Yeah.
You did the advanced barbecue
Yeah. I was an advanced scout.
on the barbecue. A tough job, but someone has to do it.
Someone has to do it. Ben and I, of course, will be wandering around the stadium looking everywhere for Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
a national icon.
Trying to get that
International
exclusive
icon.
interview.
Yeah, Swanson will say, can I just take a Polaroid of you real quick, please? So
Wow.
Is that Ben
What
Swanson
did she say?
of Ben Swanson Photography? Really fired up.
You know, two
Yeah.
artists. We'll connect.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
kindred spirits almost.
Visionaries, really,
Yeah. I'm
In your
leaving Travis
respective-
for you, Ben.
in your respective fields. Yeah. Then she would come watch the Neutral Zone.
Yeah.
Maybe we could
Yeah.
get her on the show.
She could be on the show next
Someone
week.
should start that rumor.
Yeah.
If we find her, Taylor Swift will be on the Neutral Zone next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
Nice. Yeah, if you find her.
Yeah, that's
Got a
that's
little
the
qualifier.
one little qualifier.
Yeah. Players were asked about Taylor Swift in the locker room this week.
Oh, were they?
Yeah. Justin Simmons says that he's a fan, but he could not name a song.
Yeah, I think that means he's not a fan.
That's what I think, too. It's kind of confusing.
I heard Mike McGlinchey. He said Fearless and Blank Space, some good choices.
Yeah.
I think I heard Alex Singleton in the background yelling, no Taylor Swift this week.
Really?
I think so.
Wow. Like, because normally that's playing in the locker room.
Right. Well, it was playing in the cafeteria last week here at Centura Health Training Center.
Where?
Centura Health Training Center.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Here at the facility.
Yes, that's
yeah,
right.
got it.
Got it.
And it was playing, and what happened?
I kind of looked around and I was like, they better not play that next week. We somehow,
Of course.
no one asked Sean Payton about Taylor Swift. No one asked Russell Wilson about Taylor Swift.
How? How does that happen?
I think when you're a 1-4
No fun.
football team.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of fair, right?
Yeah,
There's
I
not a lot of,
suppose.
it's not fun.
Yeah.
Sean Payton a few weeks ago said it's not going to be fun until we start winning around here.
Maybe
The
aren't there
winning is not
certain Taylor
started.
songs that could have fit that, though? Like sad ones?
Ooh.
Post-breakup ones?
Yeah,
You know?
that's true. Which one were you thinking
What's the
of?
one about John Mayer?
Dear John?
Is it called Dear John?
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Maybe they could play that.
There's no, I don't think there's a player named John that would really fit.
Could be John Elway.
That's true. Yeah.
Most people think it's about John Mayer, but it's actually John Elway.
John Elway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's sort of a secret. It's probably songs
Maybe
about
you got,
secrets,
maybe you got
too,
Bad
right?
Blood with KC.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it could
Possible.
work. It could work.
There's some songs, but they
If
were
they
not asked
win,
about it.
what about in Club Dub?
Oh, just blast Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That would be pretty good.
That would be nice. Right?
Yeah, they're just playing Love Story in the locker room after a big win.
Smoke and fog
Let's
everywhere
slow
in
it
there.
down a little bit.
Yeah, slow it down. Yeah. Just operate at your own pace.
Yeah. You, of course, prefer the country version of Taylor Swift back in the day.
The when Dog's my co-pilot,
Yeah, some trucks.
some drugs, some dusty roads down
Yep.
by the lake.
That's your type of music.
Yep. Underneath the big tree.
It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to be underneath a small tree. You know?
You got to be under the
Under
big
the
tree.
big tree. Yeah.
Yeah. Really, those are your only options, though. So,
Small or big?
no. I mean, for country songs.
Oh, got it. Well, but there's a lot of different
Name one
combinations.
other one. There isn't.
Horse.
Oh,
Or
maybe
a
something
horse?
about whiskey.
Yeah, whiskey, horse.
Yeah, playing cards, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, horse.
Yeah.
Lot of dirt,
There's some good dirt. Some headlights, maybe.
headlights. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, out in the country.
Yeah. Moonshine.
Oh, yeah.
But that's good stuff. I like that.
Yeah. Of course.
You're too highbrow for that.
I'm a little too highbrow for that. Yeah. I just need a little. I need a little more something where you're like, I wonder what they mean by this. I don't. We're sitting in the podcast studio talking about country music, laughing, having a good time. That's literally what. It's a little too literal, just for me. Just my.
Yeah. Too distinguished.
But if somebody else likes it, I don't knock them for that. I say that's your taste.
I don't knock it, except for the previous 3 minutes.
I don't think. I'm saying if somebody likes it, it doesn't bother me. I'm like,
if Eric
you like
likes
it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like you like country music,
Yeah, of course.
and I don't knock you for that. I just it's
ridicule.
not for
Make
me.
fun of the music.
It's not for me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Gosh, I'd hate to hear you if you were making fun of something.
Then I really go.
Yeah.
I really get after it. That's not. But you can to each their own.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Nicely said.
I don't judge.
Taylor, though, is no longer country. She's transitioned.
She's everything.
She's
I really think that
she's this country's everything.
That's true. That is true.
Wow, it makes you think.
She can really she can reaches everybody,
Yeah.
which is really it's amazing. The reaction that she and the emotions that she can get out of her fans, it's really remarkable.
Tremendous.
Yes.
In
I
some
mean,
ways,
it's amazing.
you would almost
She's
make-
amazing.
You'd almost feel bad making her feel sad with a win this week.
No, I don't think so.
But I think we're okay with it.
We could get a song. Maybe the Broncos
the
would be featured in a
Broncos
song.
would get a
Yeah.
song. Yeah.
Yeah. You made Travis upset. Something,
Possible.
Yeah. It's
We'll
possible.
have to see.
It is possible.
Of course, to do that, Phil, they got to find a way to get a win.
Yeah. I heard she was working on one about the ankle, but then he came back in the second half against the Vikings.
The songwriting process wasn't going very well, so you got to go play more.
You got to go back and play.
That's not working.
So, yeah. But if there is no drama, there really is no art. So you need something there.
That's true.
Maybe the Broncos could be the muse. The muse. Music.
Ooh.
Muse. Headline muse.
Swanson, you're more of an a cappella guy, is that right?
God.
I think he likes a harmonica.
Yeah.
is
I
what
like
he
those
sort of-
YouTube videos where people do ukulele covers.
Yeah.
Could you rank the 6 Pitch Perfect movies, please?
First Pitch Perfect is actually pretty
Yeah,
good.
of course.
I've not seen.
It's actually really
You've never seen the Pitch Perfect?
It's
Wow.
really good, actually.
Wow. Okay, while we're doing this, you watch it on your
You watch it, yeah.
Be paying about as much attention as you normally do.
1.5
Yeah.
speed.
We really don't know what happens on that laptop.
That's true. There's no camera
It's
angle that
blocked.
shows.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sometimes we just hear noises coming from over there.
Yeah. We don't want to know.
Yeah. It's
We don't want to know.
like a monkey screech last week.
That was mean.
Back to the football, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
I think we're going to talk a little bit about this streak, Eric.
Swanson one?
The streak of Swanson missing Monday shows? Is that?
Sure.
Yeah.
That one's getting up there.
Not the legal
Not
one.
quite at
Not the
15.
legal issue that he was.
Oh, yeah. That is true. Like an old school streak type
Yeah.
of thing? Yeah.
Like Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Vince Vaughn did it. Will Ferrell did it.
Oh, yeah.
That movie that came out before you were born. So,
Right. Yeah. Well, it was more than, 10 years ago?
yeah.
So,
Yeah, it was. That movie was out when the Broncos last beat the Chiefs.
yeah, I was reading a tweet, Phil, about some things that had not yet happened when the Broncos last beat the Chiefs. It was kind of shocking.
It was.
White Claw, not a sponsor,
Of course, there's no laws.
when you're drinking claws.
Drinking claws. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Wow. So that no Broncos fan has ever been able to enjoy a nice White Claw while watching
To
a
celebrate a
Bronco
win.
win over the
Yeah,
Chiefs.
That's never
sad.
happened. That actually has never happened.
Hopefully we change that. Let's see some other things. AirPods.
Whoa.
I mean, gosh, people are just gigantic headphones. We're just
Gigantic
watching the
cords.
game.
Just
Yeah,
tangled
cords
cords.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's rough.
yeah. What else did we say? Disney Plus. That
Disney
seems,
Plus
that
hadn't been.
seems like a
TikTok
natural-
hadn't been
TikTok.
invented. Yeah, what
The
else?
neutral
What
zone.
else?
That's true.
That is true. There was no neutral zone to celebrate. We've never celebrated a win against the Chiefs on the neutral zone.
Fortnite.
Fortnite, of course, Swanson.
Swanson, big fan. So it's been a minute. Phil.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about it. There's no players on this Broncos team that have been around for all 15.
None of us were married then.
None of us were married.
Swanson, you're on your what, third?
We'll see. What
You went back to the
Taylor
original.
Swift, right?
Right.
Taylor Swift.
That's true. It could be 4 soon.
Yeah.
But yes, Phil, no player has been here for all of them. Justin Simmons has been here for
14.
14 of 15.
Yeah.
As have I.
Yeah, I've been here
You've
for
been
all
all 15.
All of them.
Swanson, I think you missed a few that sort of mandated absence, but otherwise you were
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Legal.
The streak within a
yeah.
streak.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what that was.
But I'm just wondering, hey, like a guy like Marvin Mims, he comes into this locker room. He's never played the Chiefs, but does a streak, does that matter for him? We'll get into it.
Okay.
We'll dissect that. I was in the locker room doing a lot of R work yesterday. Not artwork, R work. Reporting work.
Yep.
I was doing the artwork.
You are doing art work. And so
For serious?
Let's talk about yes. I should also mention that we talked to Jonathon Cooper. We
Your guy.
did an interview with Jonathon Cooper
For this podcast?
for this podcast.
Oh,
Yeah,
I truly had no idea.
yeah,
That's exciting.
I know.
Good.
I know. We did a nice one with him, so
Okay.
we'll hear from him.
Nice.
And
am Coop.
we'll also just talk about the vibe in the locker room. The vibe.
The vibe.
Vibes. Vibe check. We'll do that.
Testing.
But Eric, of course, this is an interactive podcast.
That's right.
How does NZ Nation get involved?
Phil, there's a lot of ways. You could leave an email at neutralzoneshow@gmail.com. I don't think we've gotten emails here recently.
John Jornad sleeping.
Flood that inbox, please. You could leave a voicemail at 707-NEUTRAL.
Yeah.
That's 707 neutral.
Yeah.
Please leave a voicemail. I think we got one for
We
later.
have one for later in the show.
Hayden/Peyton
/
Peyton.
could not tell.
We were unsure.
But we appreciate
If
the
you
voicemail.
are listening and your name is something like that, stay tuned.
Of course, Hayden or Peyton is listening right now.
Yes. Or what about Peyton?
Peyton. There's 3 options. Peyton.
So Peyton, if that's you, just hang tight.
Maybe just say it fast and it's all
Yeah.
the same.
Peyton.
Peyton.
Yeah, who knows?
Peyton.
This Peyton. Phil, you could tweet at us directly on X.
Yep.
At Eric Dalal with an A. At Phil Milani with a PH, both non-traditional spellings. Or, Ben, yours is at Denver Botanic Gardens, is that right?
Yeah.
Denver Broncos.
Oh,
Yeah.
Denver.
I don't really.
When's the last time you did a tweet from Denver
I don't
Broncos?
know.
It's usually catch him on Instagram.
Yeah.
Is really what.
I'm active on Instagram.
You're active.
How about da?
Yeah, catch me.
Yeah.
Ben Swanson.photo.
Oh, dot photo.
Dot
yeah.
photo.
Yeah.
You do the dot, not the
Sure.
underscore?
I do the dot.
I remember a long
a nice
conversation
dot.
about this.
It's kind of like an
Rebranding.
email address. Dot.
.photo.com.
No one really does.
.blogspot.
Yeah.
.tumblr.
Exactly.
Or Phil, one of our favorite ways.
It's
to get in
really the
touch.
most favorite.
Of all the favorites, it's the
Of
most
all the
favorite.
favorites, it's the most favorite.
Yeah, this is actually where Taylor listens. You go to the Broncos official YouTube page, you find the neutral zone, you leave a comment, and we'll read it right. Gosh, if I
Yeah,
could
what
speak.
are we going to do?
Well, what are we gonna do? We're gonna
We're
read it
gonna
right
read
here
it.
on the air right now.
Right now. Okay, Mr. Zephyr722. Y'all are hard to watch. I'm out. Lol.
Ooh, Zephyr is kind of like a win, right? Swanson, fact check.
I don't really know.
Zephyr?
Zephyr. I'm out. Laugh out loud. I don't know what's
laugh
funny.
out loud.
I don't really know
I
what's
think a
funny about
Zephyr
it,
is
but
like
I don't
a
like it.
westerly wind.
Oh, wind. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
let that
a
Zephyr.
breeze from the west.
Oh,
Pretty
from the
good.
west.
That's what I said.
Oh.
Ooh, is that what I said? Western.
Is it coming? It's from
West-
the west going east. Of course, the Broncos are heading west.
Well, not this week.
No, they're going to Kansas City.
Yeah, they're going east.
That's true.
Westerly from the west.
Well, let that wind blow you right out of here,
Right out
buddy.
of here. Yeah, we don't need you. But we appreciate the comment. Thank you. Monica says, in a 3-way brawl, Who would win between you jokers? How about them apples? Of course, last week we talked about apple
apples.
picking.
Yeah.
How about them apples? Three-way brawl. Robbie Patzer.
Are we skipping that one?
Well, this is a reply to it.
Okay.
Robbie Patzer says,
How would
my
we know
money's
that?
on Phil unless Swanson and Eric decide to attack Phil together, which sometimes that happens verbally on the show.
I like my chances.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though I'm 1.5 normal people size.
Yeah, I think your center of gravity is way off.
Oh,
You
big,
take a tumble.
big tree fall hard, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, then no
Yeah.
more picnic or truck underneath that tree.
Nope.
That back.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think,
the back.
I
there are
don't think
two
you could
ways.
put much
back could be
weight
a problem.
There are
behind
two
your
ways
punches.
to quickly disarm you if I were in a fight with you. One, I would take
Talk
your
about my
glasses
hair?
right off your face.
Oh, yeah. You think you could reach it, though?
I'd climb on Swanson's back, take the glasses right off your face, and then I would simply run behind you and touch your spine.
Boom.
Boom, done.
Fall over.
Yeah,
That's possible.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It's like kind of like an assassin. They know the pressure points. So if they just
Exactly.
boom.
Yeah.
Fall over. You know my
course,
weaknesses.
If one of you simply stretched a nice quarter zip of mine, I would
Yeah.
I would surrender instantly.
Unzipped it a little too much. Like a witch in the rain.
Are weapons allowed? Could Ben Swanson be twirling
No.
some paintbrushes?
No weapons.
Okay.
Yeah, because of course Swanson would break the end of a paintbrush and use it as a dagger.
I'm a wild card.
Fling paint in your eyes?
a
Yeah,
wild card.
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. Rocky Suds says Swanee Appleseed would be the correct
That is
answer.
good.
Swanee
How did we
Appleseed.
not think of that?
Swanee Appleseed. Rob Hamina says that his car that had the NZ sticker on it got totaled. Wants to know if they could get another sticker.
Ooh. Yeah, just put
Yeah.
it through your insurance. We'll
File a claim.
file a claim. We'll send you a sticker.
It'll come to us, and then if the estimate hits the, if
Right.
everything's
They're not cheap.
just send an email.
Yeah,
and
neutralzoneshow
send your
at
address
gmail.com.
and we'll
Get that sticker right to
we'll
you.
get it zipped out. We'll get it
You
zipped
got
out.
a lot of them.
And I think that's all the comments
That's all the comments.
that are safe for reading.
Yeah,
on the air.
good.
You're learning.
Always better to be safe than sorry.
Is that true?
Did Donna chime in this week?
No.
Okay.
That's how you know. She's upset.
She's upset.
She's upset. So we need
We
a
miss
Donna.
you, Donna.
But we will have a voicemail later in the show. So
That's right. From
fear not.
been
Baden.
been
All right, Eric, should we get into our most important topic?
let's do it.
All right, we're talking about the streak. The Broncos have lost 15 consecutive games to the Kansas City Chiefs. Really sort of hard to comprehend. It's a little mind-boggling because every now and again, even if the spread is kind of lopsided, there's an upset that happens and you knock off a team and maybe a surprise happens or there's an upset here or there.
An oopsie whoopsie.
Some kind of a whoopsie doopsie, some kind of turnover riddled
do too
game,
much.
something you're trying to do too much, get a little too cute out there. That's not happened in this series. The Broncos have gotten close. Mahomes has thrown it left-handed. Games have gone to overtime. I think a game went to overtime. So
Which one
but
was it?
then-
The second
was-
one in the streak, right?
Yeah. Sunday Night Football at home.
Swanson, what do they
It
sing?
hurts.
What do they sing?
Whoa. Sunday night.
Sunday night. Waiting all day for Sunday night.
That's a country song.
I know. It's literally, I'm waiting all day until this game begins. Please start the game now. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
That's what it
iconic.
is. Yeah.
You
It's
don't talk
catchy.
bad about
It is catchy. I know. It's catchy.
Carrie, Faith used to do it, right?
Faith started it.
Yeah.
Different. I think it was a little different then, but wasn't it? I think the words were a little different, but
Waiting most of the day.
yeah, exactly.
If you're on the West
exactly.
Coast, you're not really
You're
waiting
not
all
waiting
day.
that much. Yeah,
No.
you're not waiting that much. But that's a 5:30 kickoff.
That's true.
Of course, this game's on Prime, Eric. 6:15 kickoff on Prime.
Deion Sanders?
You would think, but you would think. If you live in the Denver market, though, it's also airing on Channel 7.
That's true.
So in case you're like, what happens? I don't have Prime. I want to watch the Broncos game.
What else is on Channel 7 that people could watch?
Broncos weekend.
Oh, baby.
10:35 Saturday night.
How'd you guys?
What, no strike with the Broncos weekend.
Oh yeah, the writers are.
Yeah.
still
We're
in order.
There's
still-
no writers.
There are no writers.
Yeah,
It works out.
gosh. You can't watch King of Queens, but you can watch Broncos weekend.
Yeah. Usually, what else is on? Like 2.5 Men, something like
Yeah,
that.
that's
you
his
know.
podcast.
This one,
3.5.
That's one of the
Yeah,
3.5.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, or just 3. Because Swanson's a half. Yeah, there's 3.
Why did I come on?
Just
this
3 guys. I get blasted every week, Swanson. Taking shots everywhere. Yeah. Anyway, so
but you
15
deserve them.
games.
15 games.
Should note that the last time the Broncos beat Kansas City, it was a Thursday night game at Arrowhead, and the Broncos got the job done that day. It took some work, some late magic, but they won that one. And maybe this week it'll take a little more magic.
Yeah, the last time they won, they were the eventual Super Bowl champions, and
Yes.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah. And of course, Brandon Marshall stripped Jamal Charles.
Yep.
Bradley Roby scooped it up.
Bronco great Jamal Charles.
Swanson was standing right there on the sideline, and he was in shock. There's just an iconic photo that we have printed out. It's in the office. It's mostly of Swanson just with his hands up.
Yeah.
I am in the background. It's like a Denver Post photo, I think.
No cheering unless you're Ben Swanson.
Well, there's cheering on the sideline.
Is
just
that true?
not in the press box.
I don't think if you have a media credential, you're supposed to cheer.
Swanson screams.
All game.
I think that ball later became a hot dog or a dog or something.
What?
What?
That play wasn't that later animated to become a hot dog or a dog for
I don't
something?
think it was that play.
Right, for National Dog
Was
Day.
it that play?
I think it was that play.
Oh, it might have
It was
been.
a long
Might
time
have been.
ago.
But
Might have been.
it has been a long time. There have been some close calls. So what stands out to you as maybe
There's
the
been
most
a
painful?
few. There's been a few.
Yeah.
The overtime one in 2016. At
Benny
that
Fowler?
point, the Broncos were still really good. You know what I mean? Trevor Siemian.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you have my attention.
Yeah. That team was still really good. Emmanuel Sanders was really playing well there. And there's some maybe some question about like the analytics of Benny Fowler scored a touchdown, thinking maybe if he would have just instead slid down and then they could have ran out the clock and kicked a field goal, I think. Would have been a better play there. Broncos could have won that one. I think to the Case Keenum game, that's when, of course, Patrick Mahomes threw a left-handed pass to Tyreek Hill, and then
Fourth down, right?
I think that was fourth down. I think, and then Case Keenum got the ball. Broncos moving down the field to, I think, have a chance to win it, and he missed. DT was wide open on the sideline there. Threw it a little bit too high.
Yeah. You forgot
Those-
to kick the dirts. That's part of the 16 as
That
well.
was part of the previous. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those two stick out in my mind the most. Those two games are the most painful for me personally.
Yeah. There was some
The Christmas Eve one, or was it
the Don Terry Poe?
Christmas night? Sorry, Christmas night, raining.
That was
in Kansas
early in the
City.
streak.
Early in the streak. I think that was also 2016.
Don Terry Poe, yeah.
That officially eliminated the Broncos from playoff contention that year. And Andy Reid put Don Terry Poe out there at the end of the game, and he threw a touchdown pass.
And I remember being in the locker room after that game, and the Broncos were just like, that's unacceptable. Like, we'll remember this next year when we play these guys,
And they're still thinking about it.
unfortunately. Phil, one other one that stands out to me, because there were some ones in 2019, 2020 that weren't particularly close.
No.
Like the Broncos were really close there for a while, and it was one possession games, and then it became a stretch of blowouts for 3 or 4. And then I think it must have been Drew Lock's last start here was at the end of 2021. At home. The Broncos have the lead. They've got the ball at like the Chiefs' 25-yard line, 30-yard line. They just essentially need to kick a field goal and run out the clock, and they're going to win the football game. And there's Nick Bolton returns a fumble for a touchdown.
Yep. There was a snow game, of course, in Kansas City. Where Drew Lock was playing. He was hot at the end of that year, his rookie year.
Probably cold that day.
It was cold, and so didn't play well.
Blew snow
he was
up our
hot,
pants.
Then he got cold.
That was the snow up our
Yes.
pant legs, right?
During the pregame, our little pregame thing on the sideline there. Matt Boyer. The snowblower just went right by us.
So there's a lot of misfortune here.
There's a lot of memories that
We still have them, though.
they could be turned into art.
I think the key question is, if you have been here, like a Justin Simmons, a Cortland Sutton, a Garrett Bowles, do you use those
As motivation.
or do you try to forget about them?
I think that's the question, or it's sort of like, do you try to tell everybody in the locker room that this game means, a little bit, there's a little something else there. What do you use that or no?
I think, well, it's interesting. The guys I listen to have not been here. Mike McGlinchey, for example, said that, hey, the 15-game losing streak better mean something to you.
Yep.
Because it shows that you're not competitive with this team that's supposed to be a rival. You've got to make this a rivalry again. Marvin Mims talked about going out there and winning it playing hard for his teammates who have suffered a lot of tough losses. So the guys who haven't been here are certainly embracing it. To me, Phil, what a win would mean more than breaking the streak is just proof that you can beat a good football team on the road, which the Broncos, as we know, have struggled on the road over the last few years. They have that one win over the Cowboys in 2021.
And I think they have another one against the Chicago Bears.
Well, sorry, I was talking about good teams.
Oh.
My apologies to the Bears. The Cowboys were a good team that year, but it was that game didn't really lead to anything, right? And the Cowboys definitely had an off day. I think breaking the streak would be great, so you don't have to talk about it. But I think at some point you got to prove to yourself that we can beat these guys, just so that you can be competitive in the division. And even if that's a forward-facing goal for next year or whatever, I think just getting that monkey off your back and being able to just focus on playing the Chiefs and just beating them at face value for positioning within the division rather than, in terms of a streak, will make things it'll cancel out some of the noise that might be there otherwise.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think that there's sort of different ways you could look at it. Like, for example, Justin Simmons was asked yesterday, hey, is this a must-win game? And of course, Justin's answer to every time he hears that is every game's must-win. But to me, football is like an emotional sport. Do you know what I mean? I think that there's a lot of emotion that goes out onto the field there. And so, you want to win every game, but some games do mean a little bit more. Or, this isn't like going to Chicago and playing the Bears. This is different. And I think that it's okay to acknowledge that. Hey, this is different against these guys. I mean, they have won 15 in a row, and they're a division rival. And if you grew up a Broncos fan, you grew up learning not to like the Chiefs. That's just what it is. And so I think you could take that emotion and use that and get up for it. Do you know what I mean? And for example, last week, the Jets, they clearly were playing with a lot of emotion, and you saw that at postgame. So I think that whatever it takes to get yourself to maybe just do the little bit extra that you just push yourself over the hump there. I think that you can use that to your advantage this week. And I would certainly say that this game means more. I think that if the Broncos want to get to where they eventually want to go, like you said, they're going to have to beat the Chiefs to do that.
Yeah.
And you gotta do it. And I think that it's okay to be yes, this game means a little bit more. Of course, every game you're trying your hardest to win, but it's an emotional sport. It's impossible to just always stay consistent and just always be just this, flat line. I think that you do ride some emotion. You play with extra energy. You play with extra hype for certain things. You get up for different things. Use that to your advantage this week, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you're right that there's no world or path where if you're going to make the playoffs, you can't at least, especially consistently, right? It's one thing to just luck out and make the playoffs one year, but if this team wants to get back to where the expectations historically are, which is making the playoffs, competing for championships, you have to go through Kansas City. As long as Patrick Mahomes is there, they're always going to be good, and you've got to be able to at least find a way to split with them.
Yeah.
And so, you've got to let that fuel you a little bit. At the same time, these guys in Kansas City, I'm sure they're motivated too, because you don't want to be the Kansas City team that lets the Broncos snap the streak. You know, they're going to be fired up to play hard and earn a win. You talk about the difference between this and like the win over the Bears. This, I think, I think you win the game against the Bears and you're like, oh, we came back. But these guys know what the Bears are kind of compared to the Kansas City Chiefs, right? If you go and beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead, I think you actually start to believe that, hey, if we play, because listen, you're not going to go to Arrowhead and beat these guys on Thursday unless you play really good football and play complementary football and improve on defense and probably go down like one way or another. It's either going to be the defense needs a game-winning stop or the offense needs to go down and win the football game. I don't see a scenario where the Broncos win just like going away, and maybe I'm shocked.
Maybe there's some turnovers, maybe some things bounce their way, but
most likely, if you're in this game, it's going to be a close game. That's what Russell Wilson talked about. That we're going to go ahead, they're going to go ahead. It's going to be back and forth game.
Yeah,
you've got to learn how to respond to the punches there. I think we talked on Monday, Phil. When the Broncos got punched in the mouth by the Jets, they didn't really respond, and so you've got to. If you win this game, I think it'll shown that you're able to respond to some of those plays because Mahomes is going to make his plays, Travis Kelce's going to make his plays. So say you do all that and you find a way to get a win. I think you've proven to yourself something that you didn't know previously, which is that you can go beat one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
I would say as long as they have Mahomes and Kelce and Andy Reid, they're still the team to beat in the AFC, certainly. So if you can prove to yourself that you can go there and win, then all of a sudden I think there becomes a mindset and a buy-in of if we can beat these guys, we can beat anybody. We just have to play at a consistent level. And that doesn't mean that you're automatically going to do that, but it at least gives you faith and belief that I don't know that this team has always had over the last few years. Because, and certainly if you're the Broncos, you went to Miami to play the best team you've played this year, and it obviously didn't go well. I think you need to prove to yourself a little bit that we can compete against good football teams. And so that's where, in addition to breaking the streak, I think it could create a huge shift in terms of what this football team can accomplish.
Yeah, and
with one win.
Sean Payton this week said, look, it's more about the Broncos. We got to focus on us internally. We got to clean up our stuff and like sort of just make sure that we're taking care of our side of things. It's not so much, hey, let's worry about the Chiefs and the streak and that kind of thing. But I do think that like for this team, maybe at this point in the year when you're sitting at 1-4, you don't have that much confidence. And so if you're able to beat a Chiefs team, then all of a sudden that confidence comes back. And I think that this team is at this point needs that. They need something like that where a win like this could really it could reinvigorate them a little bit. Whereas it hasn't always gone that way against Kansas City in particular. You know, some of those losses are sort of backbreaking. You know what I mean? And soul crushing. I'm talking about myself.
Yeah.
But I do think that for this team, just the vibe in the locker room, I really think that it could just pay big dividends if they're able to do it. And it's going to take a lot, Eric. I think that you're right about that, is that these flashes, the consistency needs to be there with those flashes. So touchdowns are going to be crucial in the red zone, not beating themselves with turnovers. Talking to the Hall of Famer this week, Steve Atwater, I was like, hey, what's going on? The Broncos have lost 6 fumbles this year. That's tied for 30. I think it's tied or it is 30th in the NFL. And he was like, that's like guys swarming to the ball and like always being around the ball. When you're not doing that, that's when you lose a lot of fumbles, you know? And that he just said this team needs to play for each other, play for their teammates, play with a lot of energy. And I think that there's no better team to do that against or to turn that on than the Chiefs. You know, that energy, that emotion, let's go play with that fire a little bit. And it's hard for teams that are 1-4 to have like that sort of swag and that sort of confidence and that, you know, to carry themselves like that. But you have to sort of falsely create that if you're going to have a chance to beat them. And so you have to have the confidence, you have to have this swag, you have to have the belief, And then if you can sort of gear yourself up and use the Chiefs as motivation to build that confidence, then maybe you can go do it.
Yeah, I think it's helpful that your quarterback has that belief and that mentality. You know, Russell Wilson's not afraid of going to Arrowhead.
He does
and
not
going,
blink when he goes there.
No, he's not afraid of going toe-to-toe with these guys.
Eye drops in,
Yeah, that's important.
then you don't have to blink. You know what I mean? Like your eye, maybe here in the altitude,
You have to.
you have to blink a little bit.
What about with like all the barbecue smoke just kind of floating around down there?
Oh, please don't go to the tailgate scene. If you're playing,
Right.
don't go out there. Because maybe like you're riding the bus in, you know, like something smells good. Like
Smells
stop
nice.
the bus right now.
Off the bus.
Get off the bus. Get a little bit
Go
of
grab a
barbecue.
little pork link.
Get back onto the bus and then go on in.
Yeah. That's okay or no?
Yeah, if it's early enough.
If it's early,
If
okay.
it's early enough, you can do that.
Okay. Good to
Kansas City obviously has a tremendous tailgate scene.
know. Yeah. Well, I mean, what else is there really to do?
Yeah. And
Respectfully.
of course. And I will say the Kansas City fans, unlike any other road trip, they like wait for the opposing buses to show up.
Yeah.
And then you get off the bus and they're just screaming right there.
Yeah. It's like when we used to go
doesn't
to
happen.
Oakland
Yeah, exactly.
and everyone would say, you're number one as you're coming into the
Yeah.
stadium and they'd throw stuff at you.
Yes. I feel like Kansas City is that's the worst place to get off the bus.
Worse than Oakland back in the day?
This is the worst place to get off the bus, if you ask me. Yeah. They're ruthless in Kansas City. Yeah. And they've been in that parking lot for hours.
Yeah, they sat in that line to get in that parking lot for
Yeah,
hours.
they sit in the line, then they go into the parking lot,
And they sit
and then they
there.
sit there.
Then they go into the stadium.
Then they get in the line to go into the stadium.
Then what do they?
Then they go into the stadium, and then they sit there. Yeah,
What about after?
this sounds like a country song. Yeah.
With their dog?
No dogs allowed.
No
in
dogs.
there. Yeah.
That'd be kind of nice, though. Like a bark in the park
Ooh,
situation.
that sometimes they do that for some baseball.
Yeah, that'd probably be too much for football.
Of course, you're a big baseball fan.
Yeah, of course. It's exhilarating, exciting
The
sport.
game's so boring they have to bring their dog.
Yeah. They're like, you won't be home in time to let your dog out because this takes so long, so just bring it with you.
It's not college football.
It's worse.
Yeah,
At least there's some football in college football.
that is true. I think the college game has sped up a little bit this year.
Yeah,
The clock doesn't stop every 5 seconds.
that's true.
That is nice.
Especially when you don't take a knee.
That's true. You think you should take knee at the end of the game?
Swanson?
He should have looked into his crystal ball.
Yeah, I should have done it.
Pretty good.
Would have known he should have done that. Yeah. Yeah.
Happened to him before.
He was not.
Many times.
That was not a super decision by Mario.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I got a big bag over here. I just pulling them out.
Circling back to the football game,
Yeah.
Russell, who, as you mentioned, the blinking.
The non-blinking.
Right, sorry. More of just the topic of blinking and
No blinking.
meat smoke or whatever
Yeah.
we were talking about.
What's the weather supposed to be like?
Oh, I don't. Another detour. Swanson, why don't you look that up?
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be
Kansas.
80 degrees there.
I have like
At
82.
nighttime?
I think it's supposed to be a little windy.
Yeah.
I don't think
Windy.
it'll be 82 degrees at nighttime.
Not 90.
At kickoff. Well, I don't care what it's going to be like while you're prancing around town.
I go from the train museum over to
Yeah.
like the grain museum.
Walking over the tracks back to the hotel room.
Yep. There's some
Mid 70s, windy.
wow, mid 70s so different than 80.
At kickoff?
Yeah.
Really? How? Oh, I am
Don't ask me
genuinely
how.
surprised.
When
When the sun goes
Gusts
down,
up to 37
That's a
miles per
country
hour.
song.
It says. You hear
it's
that?
going to be gusty.
Up to 37 miles per hour gusts.
little neon moon.
Will Lutz. Worried about that wind.
Yeah, normally when
Gust.
we go there, it's like either snowing or just rain.
Sometimes you
or
kick the
just
dirt. Sometimes there's a gust.
Cold. It's
What do you want me
cold.
to do?
Cold. Russell Wilson, I think, has the confidence to go in there and go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes. Some of Russ's better games last year were against Kansas City.
Oh, yeah, the Judy, 3 touchdowns.
Yep. And the Broncos had all the momentum in that game at home. Russ obviously suffers a concussion. Frank Clark, actually, I think is the one that hit him. they were playing well in that game, and then in Kansas City, were it not for the OPI, there was kind of a you can say a bogus call.
Ooh.
Is that too much? Is that
No,
okay?
I think you can
it's
call it
nice.
whatever you want to call it.
On Cortland Sutton, and then still the Broncos had a chance to drive down the field at the end and go win the game.
3-point loss there.
Yep. So Russ has played well, and I think that's, you talk about the keys to victory and what the Broncos need to do. Russell Wilson needs to have a good game.
Oh,
He needs
of
to
course.
play a high level of football. I think he needs to make some plays with his legs. We saw that in Arrowhead last year, right? He had the scramble touchdown. Russ has got to be kind of near the best he's played since he's been here. And if he's able to do that, I think the Broncos will have a chance.
Of course.
Defensively, Phil,
Stop the run. You have to.
I think that the key has to be stop the run and find a way to at least slow down Travis Kelce. And if the receivers beat you, I think you live with that.
You live with it.
But you have to stop the run. And if they're in
Have to.
2nd and 3 or 3rd and 1 again and again, you don't have a chance here.
It's demoralized. The thing about not stopping the run is that it demoralizes you, and you just feel like you can't do anything. You know what I mean? And so I agree. And obviously Kelce is a big problem. Mahomes scrambling, whatever it is, it's like 3rd and 20 and you feel like you got him in a bad spot, and then Mahomes does a little scramble, and it's just so infuriating.
Painful.
Yes. Or like it'll be 3rd and 20 and Kelce will make some sort of magic happen. They've got guys like that just make the magic happen. And it makes me think, Eric, like when you play the Chiefs, that Kelce is going to bring it every single time.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about Kelce and some of these elite players. Every week they bring it. You know what I mean? Like every week, this guy's going to be a problem, and the Broncos need to have guys like that. You know what I mean? Where it's not like, hey, the coverage dictated that Judy wasn't a big part of this game plan. They need to make it so that Judy is always a problem every week, and that's on, they just got to enforce their will a little bit more on the opposing team, I think.
Yeah, you can't just want it. You just enforce that.
Justin Forsett. He don't make the rules, the laws. He just enforce it. I like Justin Forsett.
Of course. He was here for a moment.
2016, I think it was. 17. 17, maybe.
18.
He bounced around the league a lot, of course, but he had a nice little run at the end. Yeah, mostly known, I think, for his time with the
16.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16.
16, see? I don't lie.
No.
Neither does a ball.
Did you hear somebody called you an owl?
They did?
Yeah.
Who did? Wow. Wow. I haven't ever heard that one before. That's nice.
You like that?
I've never, ever heard that before, and I just walked right in through it.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Thanks.
Is that a new one? Or
I saw it on TikTok.
Oh.
Yeah, the Chargers did it.
Oh. They got their players to do that?
Yeah, the players were walking in. They said, "Oh, you see somebody called you an owl?" And they're like, "Who?"
Jeez.
Pretty good.
That is really good. That's nice.
Maybe I'll try that in the locker room after the game.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of like...
Probably just if the win
like you're
happens.
saying, like, it smells like up dog.
Yeah,
That's
someone's
kinda
like, "Oh,
What's up, dog?
what's up, Doug?" You're like,
Yeah.
not much. What's up with you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. From The Office.
Kind of like that.
Yeah. Not a sponsor. The show's not a sponsor of this show. That would be crazy.
That would
What if you were
happen.
watching? What if you were watching like the NFL game? You're like, this game on Prime brought to you by another football game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That would be weird.
that would be weird. Yeah, or you're like you're watching a show and then you're like, it's brought to you by this other show,
That would be interesting.
spin-off show.
But yeah, Phil, I think there are some reasons to believe, the defense historically here has handled Patrick Mahomes pretty well. I'll be interested to see if that translates. Obviously, things have not gone as well defensively, but even when Vance Joseph was here the first time, this defense handled Mahomes pretty well. I mean, the scores were in the 20s.
Yeah,
But you got to find a way to slow.
I think that's based on your definition of handled.
Well, yeah.
He hasn't gone crazy.
Yeah, That's kind of what.
Yeah.
He threw 3
been
interceptions
successful.
last year.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like Mahomes just kind of does that, though. Like
I'll just do an interception.
I don't know. I can't describe it.
That game last year, he did 3 interceptions, but then he also would just like rolling right, and then he's like,
Whoop. Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So when I think about it, I'm like, well, they didn't really handle him. He's out there flipping the ball around and doing all kinds of silly things.
yeah.
And then they got different guys taking the snap, and everybody's running in the backfield all
red
over the
zone
place.
That's a problem.
Your
what they
eyes,
do.
you're like, who has the? I don't even know who has the ball right now.
A lot of shovel passes.
Shovel passes.
Travis
We saw
Kelce.
It felt like a little like that Devon A-Chain touchdown. Was it Mostert? Where he flipped it to him and Tyreek's like running. Tyreek's running like to the other end zone, and you're like, what's going on? Boom, touchdown.
He's running backwards.
Yeah, you just don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Do you know Tyreek was not wearing socks during that game?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Team No Socks, I think he tweeted.
That's gross.
Don't you get blister from a little, like the sweat and then the rub? Wouldn't that?
I don't know. That's gross.
I did not know that.
That's sweaty.
I do kind of like the look of like if you're in the summertime and you're wearing like maybe a shorter pant.
Yeah,
And
maybe
then
like
you have
some
a slip
leather,
on.
like a leather shoe
Yeah.
with holes in it.
Yeah. But not, I don't
like
think a football cleat.
Not a croc.
Not a
Kind of
croc.
like an elevated croc.
I don't, no rubber.
No, not like that.
Yeah. Did you see Crocs are coming out with the cowboy boot?
No, made
Yeah.
of that same material.
I think I don't know for sure, but I just know they're coming out with it.
Oh,
It would be strange if they were like, "Here's our cowboy boot," and it just looked like a normal cowboy boot.
it would also be
Nice
strange
croc.
to be walking around in a croc cowboy boot. I think.
Crocs are back. You see them all over the locker room. They got those little
That's
jewels
true.
on them.
Giblets, I think they're called.
Giblets.
Yeah,
Oh, like from inside a turkey.
maybe.
I don't know.
Am I fact checking
don't know.
giblets?
You might as well.
Swanson's has like a little photo, like a
Yeah,
little
little
camera.
camera.
Yeah.
Gibbets?
Gibbets.
Gibbet.
Yeah, gibbets.
Mm.
Yeah, giblets, very different.
Yeah, giblets are a little different.
I said gibbets. Check the tape.
That
yeah.
is Eric.
That's good. Yeah. Like, what are you talking about? That's what I said. Yeah, Peyton.
Exactly.
Yeah. Should we get to my interview with Jonathon Cooper?
I think it's who?
Jonathan. Sorry, Jonathon. Jonathon.
Yeah, I am Coop.
I am Coop.
Let's hear what he has to say.
All right, take it away. All right, short week heading over to Kansas City. How are you feeling?
Feel good. Obviously, still recovering from the game and everything like that, but all in all, feeling good. Taking the things that we did well from the Jets game and just ready to go ahead and apply them to this game.
You guys have time this week to watch the tape from that Jets game, try to learn something, and then quickly turn the page?
Yeah, that's what we did basically. But we went through the tape really fast. You can't harp too much on a game as much as we would love to just go back and fix every little detail. You got to start game planning for Kansas City because they're a good team and we got to go there and try to get a win.
Obviously, going up against Patrick Mahomes, what makes him so special on the tape?
Just everything. Honestly, the accuracy, how accurate he is with the ball, how he's able to create plays, how he's able to keep plays alive with his feet and with his arm. He's been one of our top quarterbacks in the league for a very long time now, and it's for a good reason. So, it's going to be a huge emphasis on getting after him.
He's not really a running quarterback, but when it's like 3rd and 20 or something, he'll get out of there and make you pay, huh?
Yeah, no, he can. He can make you pay with his legs for sure. He's not going to, zone read and then take the ball and take off. But, if those rush lanes aren't good and he doesn't feel comfortable back there, he's going to take off and he can get you a couple some good chunk of yardage too every time he can take off.
In this locker room, you guys bring up the streak, or you don't care about that because you guys weren't here for all of that?
Yeah, not really. Nobody really cares about that. This is the NFL, and anything can happen. So, all we're focused on is getting this win. And that's it. Getting these wins and stacking these wins and becoming a better team all in all.
You got such a positive mindset. You're a vocal leader in this locker room here. How do you keep guys focused in on, hey, don't worry about the record. Let's just go out and do our thing?
Just showing up to work every day. And you got to focus on the things you can't control. You know, you can't control every aspect of the game. You can't control what the other team does. You have to worry about what you can control, and that's the main focus and the main key, honestly. And it's working hard, and it's fine-tuning those details and expanding on the things that we did well. You know, because I feel like we have a really good team here. It's just that we have to put 4 quarters together, all together, and come together as one. And I feel like we can accomplish a lot here.
The flashes have been there for sure. You know, even though the wins haven't come, for you personally, you've been playing a lot more than in the past, having a lot of success out there. How have you been feeling just on your own?
I feel good. I feel good, and I mostly give credit to just the guys in my room and this defense. Honestly, I feel like they have trust in me, and as long as they have trust in me, then I feel like I'm capable of doing anything out there. And you know, it's all. I just don't want to let my team down, and I want to be the best player that I can be for them. So I'm gonna keep working and striving to be that.
And you got one of the best game faces out there, man. The black paint in the face, I love it.
Oh man, nah, just be locked in, man. It's a different story when it's game time, man. It's a whole different mode, man. So, nah, just locked in. But appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Jonathan. Appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Thank you very much to Jonathon Cooper for spending some time there. He did a whole media session inside the locker room, Eric.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I was like, "You want to be on the NZ?" And he was like, "I thought you'd never ask." And I said, "Okay, let's do it." And then he did it.
You said me too.
He does have the best game face, Eric.
Does he?
He's got that black paint everywhere, and then it's like he goes into like a sort of a crazed state, and then
Oh.
Swanson's there to take the photo,
Yeah.
and it looks awesome.
It does look awesome.
I said, it's
Facts.
awesome.
That's facts.
That is a fact. Anyway, besides that, what was your favorite part of that?
Well, I was surprised you didn't keep the part in there where he was talking about Matt Henningson's engineering paper, because I heard he really talked extensively about
well,
that.
he would read it. He just doesn't have enough time.
Oh, him
You
too.
know, him too, yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Zach Allen,
Yeah.
they're very busy, so they don't have time
You
to
got to
read
watch
the
film. You got to
engineering
study,
papers.
especially on a short week.
Yeah,
Flight to Kansas City is not very long.
it's a up and down, is what they say.
Yeah.
You go up and right away back down for landing.
I put it together.
It's a short flight. You don't get to cruising altitude. You don't cruise.
Yeah. No, I enjoy hearing from Jonathon Cooper. He's making an impact. They'll need him to do more of that this week.
It is an incredible journey from when he was selected in the 7th round, had the heart issue, and now
ablation?
Excuse me?
Heart ablation?
Ablation? Ablation Mountains.
Regular heartbeat?
Ablation Trail.
I think they did. I think they did an ablation.
Oh, yes. Cardiac ablation.
Ablation. That's what I said.
Yeah.
This time of year, the ablation, beautiful with the leaf, the foliage. No, but for
ablation hot Cheetos. You ever do those?
to get your hands all that's all
Yeah.
red, yeah. But it is amazing, Jonathon Cooper's his journey. You just didn't even know if he'd be able to play in this league.
Yeah, of course.
You know, now he's a starting pass rusher. So they'll have to continue to make an impact, and they'll also have to contain Patrick Mahomes.
The
Can't let him go
cage rush,
running
they call
crazy.
it.
Cage?
Cage.
How do you do it?
Only we know. I think you kind of put him in a cage.
Oh, really?
That's what. Yeah.
Don't let him out.
Nope. Then he gets out. Boom.
Yeah,
Bad.
exactly.
Really bad.
Should we play a voicemail, Eric?
Let's do that.
Okay, let's go ahead and play a voicemail. I believe this is from Peyton.
Hey, this is Peyton. This is Peyton Reynolds. Just a huge fan of the show. What's up, Eric, Phil, and Swanson? It's funny. Last year, you guys actually read one of my comments on YouTube, and I said, I thought you guys were dorks, and I think now I like you guys. I just want to say I watched the recent episode. Phil, I'm disappointed you didn't know Jameer's name. It is what it is. But I just want to say, go Broncos. Hey, I dare you guys to put this voicemail on the next show. Oh.
Well, I think the challenge has been accepted. We played it right here on the air. You dare us here on the Neutral Zone, and boom, this is what happens.
Yeah.
And I don't know who Jameer is.
No, pretty funny
Eric.
that Hayden Payton Bladen
He was Peyton on me.
He's
out here, Peyton.
Hayden on you would have made
Hayden.
more sense.
Oh, that's not his name. Peyton.
We don't know what his
It's
name is.
Peyton.
Yeah, he was Peyton on you, and he also got his name wrong.
Jameer.
Jamar Cain is
Jamar Cain.
the pass rush specialist for the Denver Broncos.
Exactly.
So
Came over from Oklahoma.
incorrect.
He was at Oklahoma with Nick Benito.
Yeah, but then he had another job and came over from there.
Yeah. I had a pit stop coming
Yeah.
from Oklahoma.
Where was his pit stop?
Was that a different college?
It was.
LSU.
Wow.
Yeah. I felt like that was right, but I just not enough confidence to just go with it.
Safe, but you don't do the Saints. Maybe you do a nice LSU right there.
Yeah, exactly. Little pit stop coming on his
Little
way
pit
from
stop.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is that he was at Oklahoma with Nick Benito.
That is the
That's what makes Jameer interesting.
Jamar.
Jamar. Sorry. Yeah. Jameer?
Unsure if you were joking there.
I was joking. Swanson?
Fact check.
Oh.
True. Okay, any shout outs to get to, Eric?
Well, I had a little shout out topic, I thought.
Oh.
It's kind of a shout out with a topic.
Okay.
The LA Olympic Committee announced that they wanted to do flag football in the Olympics. So shout out to flag football.
Yeah, of course.
Who would be the best flag football players that the Broncos could offer to the U.S. team?
Oh, Jerry Jeudy, I think.
Jerry?
Yeah. Because his game, you can't get your hands on him. His
Yeah.
route running, he's so fast. He's,
Yeah.
he
You got to have
moves.
speed for flag football, I think.
I agree.
Mims.
Yeah, good hands. Mims would be a good guy. Yeah, because you just check it up. You go up, you make the catch.
What about
boom.
a Jaleel?
Jaleel could be nice too.
Shifty.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Pat Surtain?
Yeah, I would say Pat.
I would watch flag
Big
football.
passing league.
Of course I would.
And I would imagine in flag football, you probably have to play the same guys both ways.
Just like you were out there playing at the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Pro Bowl?
Do they play?
It's the Pro Bowl games.
Did you
I
watch
watched
the
it.
Pro Bowl games?
I only watched one of them.
I did the tug of war. Which one did you do? You did the building blocks?
I watched some of the flag football. I did watch a little bit of that. PS2 had an interception.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like flag football.
I would like it more if it was 7-on-7.
think,
and Jerry Judy's got to go play corner after he plays wide
Yeah,
receiver.
that would be fun.
That would be
That would be
more
fun.
fun.
That would be
Or
fun.
Mahomes has to be out there playing safety. Mahomes is like the ultimate flag football quarterback.
Because he'd be dancing around in the pocket, and you'd be like,
crazy things. Yeah.
give me the flag. And he's like, no.
Also, that would just be like, imagine like the U.S. just like taking on Belgium or something in flag football.
Yeah.
Torch
The
'em.
game, yeah.
Torch 'em.
How does it work? How do you work? Because nowhere else plays
work?
football. How does it
you
work?
work?
How do you work it?
Nowhere else plays football? I don't think that's true. There's NFL Europe, NFL Africa.
We had a team
there's
from
a-
Mexico
I guess so,
visit
yeah.
last year.
Oh, there you go.
Next-
Okay, never
there
mind.
you go.
Never mind. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, what's her name? She does play-by-play for ESPN. She did the
Rebecca
Monday Night
Londa?
Football game. She plays flag football. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Well, Rebecca
No.
Londa does the Monday Night Countdown in Mexico, but Diana Flores is the QB of the Mexican national team.
There was somebody who I just was watching the game last Monday night, and then they played one of the calls, and in Spanish, and then Joe Buck made reference to the fact that she had played flag football. I apologize. I don't
Rebecca.
know the name. Yeah, maybe it was. So anyway, yeah, I would watch flag football. I think that that's an up and coming sport, and I think that it's exciting, and I think that. Like the future of football, like for kids coming up, like little kids who are interested in the game, they're going to play a lot of flag football growing up, I think.
Yeah, of course.
So flag football is exciting.
It'd be fun to like play Norway and just win 100-0.
So you're saying that these places will play football, but they're not good at it, is what you're saying.
I think the U.S. has a big advantage.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Got it. But they play in Norway. It's just they're not good. What you're saying.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Noted.
Well, like Bernard Ryman came over from
Bernard, Central Michigan.
came over from Austria, right?
Bernard, yeah. The Broncos had an international player during training camp, right?
He is still here.
And still playing. Duh.
And who is that? Actually,
What's his name?
a guy
A guy. Yeah, exactly.
from Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he could play.
He could play. He could represent Nigerian national team.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I look forward to watching that. I think that's a big thing. I know Russ is a big advocate for
He loves the big flag football guy.
Yeah.
So shout out to.
To
I'm unclear if it's happening or if they want it to happen.
Maybe. So you're like, it's interesting, but not that interesting.
Feels like
for
an
me to
easy
look
gold
up.
to me.
Got it.
Easy TV ratings
Yeah.
Hey, come watch Tyreek Hill play flag football.
Oh my word! Yeah, he would be number one. He would be number one. Could you imagine if like Patrick Mahomes was on the same team as Tyreek Hill? That'd be crazy.
You throw Travis Kelce in there.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. I was going to do a shout out to Barry Melrose, the hockey analyst, stepping away from ESPN, helped spread the game here, and I believe that he announced that he has Parkinson's disease. So
Sad to see.
yeah, big part of the childhood. Steve Levy, Barry Melrose, talking Avs hockey.
Steve Levy, that's our guy.
That's our guy.
Yeah.
We love Steve Levy.
But
Shout
Barry,
out to Steve Levy.
great hockey guy.
Great hair.
Oh,
The hair. We're hair guys here, so we got to give a shout out
and
to
a
him.
nice stash too, right?
I think he donned like a playoff goatee.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I think that he did that. So, yeah, and hockey's back.
Is it?
Hockey is back. Yeah, they're going to have like a red zone. Butchie is going to host that.
Anytime they go into the offensive zone, it just flashes over there.
I think
And
it's
then,
like a power play.
2 seconds later, they flash out, and they're like, "Oh, no, it's back in there." That'll be kind of hard to
That
follow.
would be
huh?
hard, yeah. I think they're going to do any like power plays that are
We're
going
in New
on around
Jersey
the
for
league.
3 seconds. Oh, sorry. They've
Oh,
cleaned it
back
out. That's icing.
Clear it out, not clean it.
I said clear.
God, goodness gracious. The Avs, one of the favorites to hoist the cup.
Yeah, as they should be.
Did you see Vegas raise their banner? Did you see how they did that?
Las Vegas, the Knights?
The Knights,
They won
yeah.
the Stanley Cup?
Last year they did.
I had no idea.
They had like a slot machine out on
Did
the
you know
ice.
that, Swanson?
No.
They had a little slot machine out on the ice, and then they pulled the lever, and then all three came up Stanley Cup.
Oh.
And then the banner came out of it. It was pretty cool.
So they're gambling?
I don't think any money was exchanged there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they won. Then the hoist. It was pretty cool.
That's a good
I'll say
idea.
it was cool.
Yeah.
Even as fan, I was like, that was pretty cool. I don't know where that game is. The opener.
Big
I'm
hockey
not sure.
game.
It's a big game.
Is
to
Nichushkin
start.
back?
He is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Avs back at it.
He's back.
Of course, the captain.
No,
Gabe's
Gabe
not playing this year, right?
sadly will miss this season.
That is sad.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll play hockey again at some
I
point.
hope so.
Yeah. Shout out to Jokic too.
Yeah, that's true. That's a
Training
good
camp.
point. That's a
They
good point.
they open up the preseason on Tuesday night. Eric,
Yeah, you can see that on NBA
nice.
TV.
That was
6.
on TNT.
They put an NBA preseason game on TNT.
TNT. They took care of the Suns.
Was Rizzoli and Isles? There were no episodes to play.
I don't know what happened. They just no Castle episodes.
They were out of them.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
it.
So
Okay.
yeah. We got some nice young players coming in.
Nice. They're nice.
You can get excited about it. Strother is I think that was our first pick out of Gonzaga. This guy can shoot, man. Sweet touch.
Always a good.
Sweet
always a good
touch.
thing to do in basketball.
Yeah, this guy can. Well, there's a lot of aspects.
Yep.
Shooting is nice.
Shooting is a good
This
one.
guy, when it goes through the net, it looks like Steph's shot.
Steph Curry.
Yeah, you know when Steph shoots, the ball goes through the net different than other players.
Is it cool
Yes, it's extremely cool.
and different?
It looks different.
Got
This Strother guy, it looks a little like that.
it. Wow.
Yeah, it like barely moves.
So
It's
you're
just
comparing a rookie to Steph Curry.
no. I'm just saying it looks the shot when it goes through the hoop. It looks nice. That's
I'm
all
not saying. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying it looks nice.
Some people are
I
saying.
enjoy when the ball goes through the net after he shoots it.
Are you saying it, or
I
are
like
some
that.
people saying it?
I'm saying it.
Okay.
Yeah, no one else is saying that. It's an original.
I would. I think we should shout out Liz Gerald's.
Of course, yes. I mean, I wouldn't have stopped.
Sorry,
It was still
we're just
going.
talking a lot about
Yeah.
Struther.
A lot of shout-outs.
Yeah.
What about Liz? Would you like to personally?
Well, it was just the Fight Like a Bronco game was this past weekend, and a nice pregame reception
yes, it is
for
nice.
some cancer survivors and their guests, and then a halftime acknowledgement honoring as well.
That was nice.
That was nice.
Yeah.
And then Phil, we were all at the not necessarily a community event yesterday, but
International
Day of the Girl. As we're recording this, last night there was a nice event.
Yes.
At the stadium for
It
a
was a
couple,
nice
couple hundred young women and girls who are interested in a career in sports, perhaps.
Yeah, it was nice.
Carrie Walton Penner was among the panelists.
Yeah.
Nicole Lynn.
Yep. Our friend Romy Bean
Yeah.
was up there. So, yeah, it was cool.
Very cool.
There was just talking about how they've overcome and sort of trailblazed for women in the sports industry. So, of course, Nicole Lynn has obviously had a very good season, or off season, I guess.
Jalen Hurts.
Doing the Jalen Hurts, yeah.
Yep.
So
She's Javonte Williams' agent.
she is, yeah. It was cool to see
Yeah.
that. So, Swanson, you got any shout-outs, or you just sort of just sitting there? Huh?
Shout out to me for sitting here through all
pain.
this hate.
Wow. Isn't there some kind of new clay or something that's coming out, or like anything like that?
Nope.
Okay, well, maybe next week.
Maybe next week. Maybe next week. We'll have to wait. So, Eric, I think if the Broncos win, we're going to be back immediately.
Yeah,
because
we'll be
it'll
back
be
Friday
the excitement
morning.
will be so crazy.
It'll be, all-time high.
If not, maybe
We'll see what happens.
Well, that won't happen, but we'll
Yeah.
have to see. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. So, okay, that's going to do it for us. For Ben Swanson and Eric Dalla, I'm Phil Milani. You've been listening to
The Neutral Zone.